Last night's African Champions League final was a classic case of who wanted it more. Pyramids 2, Mamelodi Sundowns 1. The first leg, of course, ended 1-1, and the second leg, Pyramids won the game 2-1 out there in Egypt. Even though Mamelodi Sundowns dominated the game from the very first minute down to the last minute, had over 60% possession, and Pyramids barely had just over 30% possession, but they took their chances, scored the goals, and won the game. 2-1 win and an aggregate of 3-2 win against the Brazilians, Mamelodi Sundowns. You really need to give it up for Pyramids, because I felt the team that wanted it more won the game. Even though Sundowns dominated, played the game from the defense down to the attack, but unfortunately couldn't be clinical, couldn't take their chances, and that was their major letdown. And you can't fail to take your chances against a team like Pyramids, who has the best striker in Africa in the name of Fiston Mayele. Mayele has been so decent this season, and he's got 9 goals in 13 games. If you're playing against the best striker in Africa and you've got the chance to score, you score. And lucky for Pyramids, when Mayele had the ball, he buried it in the net. Very well struck goal, beautiful strike there from Mayele. And you need to give it up to Pyramids also. They are very good when it comes to area balls and set pieces, and they took that they took that to their advantage. If you pay close attention how they whip the balls in each time they got the chance. But Sundowns, I think they failed to correct most of their mistakes and errors from the first leg. Their struggles of failing to take charge of set pieces, and they couldn't handle Pyramids last night. But in general, it was a very decent game, keenly contested. But you really need to give it up for Mamelodi Sundowns. They dominated the game, but they just couldn't score. Pyramids defended with their lives. They defended all game with their lives and took their chances. And I think one of the issues that have made Sundowns not winning this Champions League is they haven't had a consistent number 9 all season. I think that's another major letdown. They've got the striker issue, which they will need to fix going into the Club World Cup, because the Club World Cup will be more intense than this. If Pyramids are defending with their lives against you, which you're dominating the game, and you can't score, then how well are you going to take your chances when you go to the Club World Cup? I think that really needs to be fixed, and I really need to point this out. Romwell, I don't know what you guys think, but I think Romwell has been below par this season. Generally, that's just my thought. I think he has been below par this season, and he needs to step up when he goes to the big stage later this month. But you really need to give it up for Pyramids. First Champions League win. They've had a really decent run, and the owners have pumped lots of money into this club, and they've put their hearts and soul on the line, and they've made sure they win their first Champions League. Congrats to them. Mamelodi Sundowns, they've had a decent campaign in the South African Premiership, winning the league, winning the Netball Cups, of course the Carling Knockout. Very great performance in the league, but unfortunately they couldn't land their second African Champions League trophy. Orlando Pirates fans have been over the moon all through last night. They're happy. They had a very good successful hit watch, and I, of course, you won't blame them. They wouldn't want Sundowns to have another Champions League gold medal on their neck, and the bragging rights will be too much for them to handle. So I get why Orlando Pirates fans are happy for the result. Yeah, I get that. Away from the game on the pitch, Sundowns finishing second in the African Champions League. They'll be raking a massive $2 million for finishing second, finishing with the silver medal in the Champions League, and now going into the Club World Cup, participating only. Do you know how much they'll be taking home? A massive $9.5 million just for participating in the Club World Cup. So I think I think this is massive, massive. I think they'll get to sign top players who can fix their defensive and striker issue. They made some signings in the last window, but still, Salis has been somewhat underwhelming, and the defense have been a little bit shaky. But I think all this money they've getting from CAF and of course from FIFA, they'll get to sign more top players, and of course, we will be hoping to see Mamelodi Sundowns get to the later stages of the Club World Cup. I really want them to go that far. I need them to go that far. I mean, I'm a Nigerian, but I really need them to go that far to rep us very well in the Club World Cup. So, congratulations to Pyramids, decent run on their first African CAF Champions League, and also to Mamelodi Sundowns. They should go back to drawing board, and next season's Champions League might just bring them, they might just end up bringing the second Champions League trophy. So guys, drop your thoughts in the comment section on the final and how you feel about Pyramids winning and Mamelodi Sundowns. Orlando Pirates, you fans, you watching this, drop your thoughts in the comment section also. So guys, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new to this channel. See you in the next one. Cheers.